A few of us have a little difficulty learning something just by hearing it, and this is an attempt to help those who have this difficulty. Since I am one of them, this is the way I learned. The first sounds we're going to talk about are the vowels. And long ago, when I was taking a remedial reading class, the professor told me this little story that helped me a lot. So she said, I have an apple in my hand, ah, first sound of A, ah, and it has an itty-bitty inchworm in it. Itty-bitty apple. I went to my Uncle Ed, but he couldn't hear me. He kept saying, eh, first sound of E, so this is ah. I went to the doctor, and she said, open your mouth and say, ah. O, ah, ah. And the last one is uppy, the little baby says, that's your sound of U. So, Y we know is a vowel in some instances, but in level 1 we only use it as a consonant because we only use it at the beginning of a word. And that's when Y is used as a consonant. And its most common sound is Y, as in yes. Now these are all very easy because every one of these has their most common sound in their name. So, and all of these particular ones have a long E sound after their common sound. Think B, B, E, T, E, B, E. So you automatically know there's some common sounds. We have B, D, P, T, M. Notice we have a color-coded. One of the main reasons is because B, D, and P are really difficult for children. And to give them another thing to hold on to in terms of distinguishing among the three of them, the colors do help. Now you may ask, why don't we use C and G? Because they also say a long E sound after their A sound. However, the sound that they say in their name is their second sound. So C is the second sound of C, the first sound is K, the K. So C really doesn't have a sound of its own. It borrows from K, it borrows from S. G has its own most common sound, G, as in go. It borrows, of course, from the J and says J for its second sound. These are just as easy because they too, you will hear their most common sounds in their name. However, rather than a long sound at the end, you hear a short sound, at the beginning of their name. So we have we have N, we have S, okay? So these sounds are O, N, X has two sounds, the K, S go together, blend together to say K. And one of the things we know about X, it never says that common sound at the beginning of a word. J and K also have their names or their common sounds in their names, only they have the long A sound at the end. J, A, K, A. So we have O, N, K, J, K. These two are wind sounds. So we sort of have a little breath of air coming out. When, H, how. Q is very similar in the sense that it has two sounds just like the X. It says KW, so it also has the wind sound at the end. Qu. Another thing we learn about Q is that it always has a silent U after it. Okay? The U does not say anything. It is not considered a vowel, but it's considered a consonant. So qu. And then of course we have our favorite sound, R. This is one that even experts argue about, but in plain to read, the most common sound is R. In level 3 they'll learn but all the words that we teach in levels 1 and 2 say R, like red, rose. That's the whole 26.